Hello and welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan. Today, we are back, yet again, in the world of Godzilla.
Oh, yes.
This time, with a classic from 1972.
Mm-hmm. Now, of the Showa era films you've seen, Ian, I feel like we've peaked. So, would you say that, comparatively speaking,
okay,
that this one was kind of mid?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one wasn't really hitting like some of the other ones were.
Yeah, it had its moments.
It has its moments.
But it just...
The action, there's a lot of slow-mo.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first iteration of Godzilla that feels a bit bumbly.
Yep.
He feels
dude, Showa era's peak bumble.
Oh no, he feels a bit he feels
more
a bit
so than usual.
fumbly, like he keeps
Right.
tripping and falling, and I'm like, come on, man, get up and fight, come on.
And then he'll get up for like a second and then
then
immediately get his
and
ass
fall
knocked
back down.
again.
It's like, man, come on.
Mhm.
And it would be okay if it's like that was every now and then, or
Right.
like the instances kind of went by pretty quick, but
Mhm.
like because they're slow mo, they're drawn out a
Yeah,
pretty
it
good
drags.
bit. And they're also long sequences.
Not to mention the obscene use of stock footage. Like I could pick
Yeah.
out scenes, I could name the
Yeah.
scenes that these shots were taken from.
Yeah.
But man, I don't remember it being that fucking bad.
Yeah, it's kind of an amalgamation, and I think that the human side of the story was kind of fun and interesting.
It made me laugh.
Right, as I think that kind of story arc should in one of these films, or
Right,
usually
right.
involving aliens and
At the
something.
very least. You're dealing with fucking space bug cockroaches.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, we had a whole bunch of fun with Godzilla versus Megalon, right?
That's because it's the fucking best one.
Okay, and
It's
so
the
that's
goofiest and in the best way.
and that's the thing.
Whereas with the Mechagodzilla films,
Yeah.
it nails like it's almost like on the other side of the spectrum where I
Yeah.
can watch Godzilla versus Megalon and have the fucking time of my life
Yes.
and laugh my ass off. But if I'm watching either one of the Mechagodzilla films, I'm in. I'm
Right.
fucking locked in.
Right.
I'm watching Godzilla reclaim his fucking name
Yeah.
and destroy this imposter trash can that's decided
Right.
to usurp him.
Well, I'm saying that because this film, it says that Godzilla versus Gigan was followed by Godzilla versus Megalon.
What a fucking rebound.
The next year. So, like, I think they really found their stride. I think we've said this before about that.
Right,
I
right.
think I've said this before, where, like, I think some of these movies, I think, kind of are finding their niche, and then they really lock in at a certain point.
By the midpoint, I want to say they turn Godzilla into a savior,
Right.
like a hero.
but kind of like a comic character,
Right,
almost,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
comic book superhero,
Mhm.
kaiju character,
Right.
which I think is fun in its own right.
Mhm.
But I think we're
He's
in
my hero.
He's
But
my
at once, he's also not a way I want to go or something I want to see coming down my street.
No, definitely not. but like I think it's also the mixture of like the suit design is kind of wonky
With his droopy eyes.
with his droopy eyes, and like his not elongated snout. It feels very much like he has like a
almost hamburger shaped.
right, and it just kind of feels a bit weird.
Reminiscent of a clam in some instances.
Yeah. And like the teeth sometimes are a bit, it's just a couple of shots that are just a bit weird.
Yeah.
And it's not bad, but it
Right.
just is, it's not the vibe.
I remember at one point during his fight with Gigan, he like throws his arms up, and if you look under his like
Yes.
biceps, you can see like tattered remains of this
Yeah,
suit
yeah.
like falling apart.
And didn't you say at one point in time, like a time in history, they had a hard time with
Keeping
like
it together, yeah.
keeping it together?
Mhm.
Is that what this era is?
I would say so.
Okay,
yes.
that's what I thought. That's what I feel like.
You can see that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, falling apart.
Yeesh.
But anyways, I think the film is fun. It is a Godzilla film, and it has its moments where again I was like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Overall enjoyable.
oh yeah,
Just didn't quite hit the mark like some of the other ones do.
yeah.
But hey, if there's one thing that I will forever tout this movie, as great and grand, it is the introduction of Gigan,
Yes.
the cyborg alien
Chicken.
with fucking blades for hands and a buzzsaw abdomen.
The scythe hands.
Dude, he's so cool.
Or I think actually it's
So
I think it's technically
cool.
sickle hands if you want. Yeah.
Right. I just keep, every time he was on screen, I kept thinking about the fucking meme where it's just like an old photo of them like loading up the suit in some kind of truck or some shit, or it may have been Photoshopped, but it just said Gigan found shot in Miami.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Because of course those suits are fucking heavy as sin.
Yeah.
So you gotta have like multiple people to lift the damn thing up.
I'm just really quick. I want to see if it's actually, if I can find that photo. Oh man, that's funny.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
So, how about we talk about the dialogue box elephant in the room?
Okay. It's another one of those things where I think if they implemented it a little bit more or a little bit differently, I think I think they were trying something different, and I don't hate it.
Right.
But it only came up like once or twice. So it was like, was it really? Was it just like a throwaway thing?
Like,
was it just a gag?
Did I hallucinate?
Yeah, right.
Was that real?
Right. So like if during the fight, like Godzilla was able like to turn to Anguirus and like say something else, or like say a quippy remark,
right,
to kind of like prolong the fact that this is like a theme we're doing in this movie.
Yeah, the new gimmick.
Yeah, right. I think I would have liked
one of his new powers.
Right. Because of the foundation of this film being that Anguirus and Godzilla are like
best buds,
Frodo and Sam on this this adventure. They're the companions.
Right.
The fact that they can like have some sort of grunting animal dialogue does not
just
feel
know how to talk to each other.
Right. It doesn't feel like I'm able to suspend my disbelief that far in this Godzilla film. But the fact that it only happened like once, and then I think again like sometime farther along in the movie, very briefly, it kind of felt like a.
I feel like even if they weren't, even if the dialogue wasn't there, you'd still be able to tell what they were saying.
Right.
Because I mean, the suit actors are.
Or waving like
hooping and hollering all over the damn place.
Right. Again, this is the movie that is just before versus Megalon, which is like very much.
They got rid of that shit.
Yeah, they got rid of it so bad, but they played up the acting more of like the come on,
right?
And so it's like you don't have to hear what they're saying to know what they're meaning. So again, it's one of those.
Just got that aura.
It's one of those mid things where it's like it's not bad, but but they didn't fully utilize it, and so it's just.
It just was
perfectly
trial
in
and error.
Right. And that's okay. Every now and then you gotta have a
right.
You gotta swing.
Experimentation is important.
Yeah, you have a swing, and sometimes you hit, and sometimes you don't. And this was the not, because then they followed up directly afterwards and knocked it out of the park.
With the greatest example I could cite.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about just before we get into some more of the details about this, just because I want to talk about
Did we say
this.
the title? This is Godzilla versus Gigan, by the way.
Well, it's a good thing you said that because I want to talk about this. This movie went by a bunch of different names.
I have to know. I cannot fucking wait.
A bunch of different names.
Please.
So I think initially in Japan it was called The Earth Attack Command, Godzilla versus Gigan. Was the original.
Oh, that's rad.
Title of it. And then whenever it released 5 years later in America, it was called Godzilla on Monster Island.
Oh my God. I had the fucking VHS tape for that.
Yeah. So that was
I remember for one of my birthdays, my sister just got me that shit.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
And there you go. Yeah, so like I said before, Earth Attack Command, Godzilla versus Gigan.
Right.
And then it says that there is like an early Japanese title for it that was called Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, Earth Attack Command, but I think they got changed out eventually. As I said already, Godzilla Monster Island was the US whenever it happened. In the UK, it was War of the Monsters.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love that game.
I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but in Spain, I'm gonna say Galian. because it looks like the word alien with a G in front of it. I'm not sure if it's Galleon or Galian. I'm gonna say Galian, the monster of the galaxies, attacks the Earth. Is the Spain
Galaxy aliens, bro?
Yeah.
What other kind is there?
Yeah, Galians, the monsters
what the
of
fuck?
the galaxies.
SDS alien?
Yep. yeah.
Oh my god!
And then it says that Mexico was Godzilla against Gigan, so pretty normal. I think it's also a French title as well. I think there's another. Here's the French title.
Mm-hmm.
Earth Objective Mission Apocalypse. What a vague title!
That's the best.
What a vague title.
Mission Apocalypse. That's the fucking best.
Oh yeah, dude.
That one's got my vote.
Yeah. So it
Holy
says,
shit.
That's I think that was what was probably in theaters. It was called. It says that the French video title was Extermination 2025.
What?
Which is kind
Bro,
of
that's this year.
I know, which is kind of weird.
We get to see Gigan.
Yeah, no. And then of course, if I'm not mistaken, I remember Germany always having a fun title. Because I'm not sure what their deal is with Frankenstein.
Oh my, yeah.
Because Frankenstein, I guess, is the creator of monsters. So the fact that
so they just treat him as Frankenstein's monster versus
right.
whoever the fuck.
So it says that in West Germany, it was Frankenstein's Hellbrood.
Oh my god. That's second place easily.
The German 8mm title was called Monsters from Outer Space. Pretty normal.
Okay, yeah.
But then here's another one, which I guess says the German DVD title, and this is what it says: Godzilla against Frankenstein's Hellbrood.
Oh,
so
okay. I take it back. That one's gotta be. One's gotta be second.
And then Italy, Godzilla against the Giants. Sounds like sounds like Godzilla.
The Giants.
Yeah. Sounds like
the team.
Yeah. It sounds like Godzilla goes to Little League is what it sounds like.
Like fucking Kiss saves Christmas.
Yeah. Dutch Belgium says that it was the planet of Godzilla. Earth.
Welcome to it.
Yeah. Turkey also had Godzilla against the Giants.
Oh, man.
And then Brazil.
I bet they saw some familiar faces.
Yep. And then it says that. And then it says in Brazil was Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
What?
It would a vague
the first one.
Well. Yeah, the first one. So yeah,
bro, the Hellbrood.
Yeah.
Mission Apocalypse.
Mission Earth Objective: Mission Apocalypse.
Is this part of an Earth Objective series that I don't know about? I have to find out.
I don't know. I don't know. Interesting.
That's the best. Would you say the votes line up? Are we in unison here?
Mission Apocalypse goes pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard to beat.
It's hard. The thing is, for me, like Frankenstein's Hellbrood definitely sounds.
I would pick that up and look at the title alone and be like, man, damn. I have to watch this.
Yeah, that goes hard as hell. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was all the different titles, and you're right. There's a lot of stock footage. You look at the monster list of like the appearance of the monsters. You got Godzilla, Anguirus, Gigan, King Ghidorah, but then we have like stock footage of Mothra, Rodan, what is that? Kamacuras, Kumanga,
the big ass spider,
Gorosaurus, oh gosh, Manila, So anyways.
We don't speak of that creature.
Yeah, no. We got the drawings of the what is that? The Shukra and the Mamagon. Yeah.
The strict mother monster.
And apparently it says there's a toy reference to Ultraman.
Wait, for real?
And it says there's I think at some point in the film, I didn't see it, but I wasn't sure if I wasn't.
Bro, how could I have missed?
Yeah.
The Ultraman.
Right. So yeah, anyways.
Wow.
What
can we talk about that one hippie dude?
Oh my god, dude! This is so. The funny thing is, like this released in Japan in 1972, and it is dripping with the 70s. It feels like it. The buildings, the architecture of like not like the sci-fi retro future type stuff, but like the actual just like regular buildings of things.
The
have
clothing.
those like oh my gosh, the clothing.
I'm sure most of this had to have been stylized. At least I'd like to believe, but that could have just been normal.
Oh,
100%.
Now the thing is, like the aliens, I think wearing like bright colors and kind of big
that
lapels.
was probably just to hammer home.
I think that was probably stylized, but I think like
only a fucking extraterrestrial would wear full orange.
The funny thing is, like, I don't even think it's like. I think you can say that now, but I think back then they were like, "What is like a fun, wacky thing?"
Oh, they had some crazy fucking suits. Back
Oh
in
yeah.
the day.
The thing is, like, also like, I mean, you look at what is our main character, Gengo? Is that his name? Is you look at his attire? He's got like the turtleneck with like the
ascot.
Yeah, and like that kind of stuff, and you're like, okay, this is
Bell-bottom
definitely, yeah, dude.
Not even jeans, just pants.
That's not stylized.
Like
that was him
Right.
back then, probably.
Brought my Sunday best.
Yeah, dude. I will say the ladies that show up, they're beautiful. There were some beautiful ladies in this film.
I need a black belt
Oh yeah,
that can straight up fight aliens no problem.
I need me a bad bitch that's gonna beat some ass.
Out of some giant cockroaches, dude. Man. If anyone out there's like this, hit me up.
Yeah. So yeah, but then, like again, in that stylized kind of like, you know, or I say stylized now. Then it was very normal. Of like they're like very interesting patterns and attire and hair and all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting.
Yep.
So
it sure was a time.
Oh yeah. So to kind of hit on what this film is really about,
the briefest rundown we can manage.
Oh man,
was all over the place.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what is a good way to. Okay, so here's the plot right here. It says a freelance manga artist applies for and gets a job as a designer for Tokyo. Here we go, World Children's Land, a theme park whose key attraction is a life-size replica of Godzilla.
And you guessed it, children.
Yes, Godzilla, dubbed Godzilla Tower.
That is insane to me.
And yes.
Hey, Timmy, we know he kind of blew up your house a week ago, but hey, do you want to go to the amusement park that has a big-ass elevator style like this monster?
Yeah.
No, Timmy.
No, we don't want to do that.
No, don't go there. Timmy's gonna have a fucking episode as soon as he sees that thing.
The interesting thing is that he finds out that this is all a front for the M Space Hunter Nebula.
Oh yes. A lot of crazy shit coming out of that nebula.
Yeah, is that the same nebula that is in the Megalon?
Yes.
Get out.
No, we had the Ceetopians.
Oh, Ceetopians.
With Megalon. I want to say they partnered with the Space Hunter Nebula.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because they sang Gigan.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The duo of the century.
Oh man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to see if they have. Yeah, no. Okay, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. So again, this is all a front for and they're trying to bring about ultimate peace,
right.
or total
absolute
absolute peace, and whatever that means,
right,
in this context, which we'll find out about later. But they have like, oh gosh, it's hard to follow.
What could have been described back then as future tech.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's comical to look at now.
On his way to the office one day,
mm-hmm.
Gengo bumps into a young woman as she scrambles away in a hurry and
right.
leaves behind a roll of magnetic tape, which he subsequently hides from his boss and makes like some funny hand gestures of like the other direction, because he's like
I'm gonna have to help this complete stranger.
Right, it's mine now. I'm taking it.
She was kind of pretty. I have to.
Yeah, I have to. And he learns from the chairman
himself.
I love the fact that there's just first of all, may I say, I love the plaque on the door that says Office of Chairman.
Yeah.
Instead of Chairman's Office or whatever. You look at it, it has like something kanji, and then right next to it says Office of Chairman. And I'm like,
of course.
Oh, silly me.
Silly me. Should have known.
Yeah, I want on my door Office of Boss Man.
And wouldn't you know it, there's a guy in a chair.
And it swivels. It's a desk chair combo that swivels around.
Mm-hmm.
The most nefarious way you could have a desk.
I even said whenever he walked in there, it's like, I see you've decided to sign on with the James Bond Villain Company. Thank you.
I see that you.
We look forward to your development into a supervillain.
Yeah. What are you working on there? Oh, this is just me plotting courses to the M Space Hunter Nebula.
Right. I've run out of my trademarked laser tables that I strap people to, so I've got to get a new shipment in.
And here we are.
Yep.
It says he learns this from the chairman that this girl is an enemy of peace.
Right,
is what he says.
At first, his conclusion is, "Oh, she must just be an industrial spy. Another company's trying to get the one up on us." But no, he straight up just goes straight for the throat and is like, "This bitch is an enemy of peace. Mm-hmm. You must kill her."
Later that night, Gengo is stopped by the young woman. Oh, and this is where our guy comes in, and it says Gengo refuses to return the tape to her, and her companion holds him up with a corn cob.
Right. Not before laughing his ass off.
Yeah. Believing it to be a gun, he faints.
Mm-hmm.
And as he awakens at home with the two bandits taking care of him,
mm-hmm.
as it turns out, they are really just normal people.
Right. On the side of humanity.
Yes.
Beleaguered though they may be.
Oh man, World Children's Land is not what you think it is.
I would not bring anyone there.
Yeah,
children especially.
I think her name is Shima or Machiko. I think I'm not. Anyways, her Machiko, her interest in Children's Land stems from the disappearance of her brother, Takashi, a computer technician for the organization. The tape, she believes, might hold the key to his whereabouts. Gengo determines the duo is telling the truth and decides to snoop around the Godzilla Tower for clues. This is where like the real like kind of plot kicks off, because they get like this tape and they start like playing with it and stuff like that. Right. And then this is where like
one of them, like while he's met up with these people, and after he's revealed that he has the tape, they play it.
Yeah.
And the fucking roaches are like, what? Somebody's playing the tape. And then they're immediately like, oh, fuck. So then we cut to Monster Island. And this is when it happens.
Yeah.
We see Godzilla and Anguirus just loafing around.
Oh, yeah. Just vibing.
Yeah, not fucking shit up for once. And they're looking around. Like, Godzilla once even puts his finger to his chin. Like,
going,
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
He's just like, he calls up Anguirus and is like, go see what the fuck is going on over there. I don't like that sound. So he's just like, okay.
Yeah. And dude, I was making the joke, and as I normally do with some of these Godzilla films, putting voices to the kaijus because I think it's funny. Mm-hmm. And I was treating Godzilla and Anguirus as if like
a king and a vassal.
Yeah, exactly. Like a king was commanding his top knight to go out and he's like, find out what is going on and return. And he's like, yes, my lord.
Absolutely.
And he goes and runs off, and I was like, I just love that. And it was funny.
He gets there, stops at the shoreline, puts his head up, and is just looking around, seeing what's what. Of course, the self-defense force is already amassed.
Of course.
And they just
lay into the poor guy.
Right.
He ain't done nothing.
They get spotlights on him. He's just sitting there.
Yep.
And as he's about to start walking forward, they just open fire.
Yeah.
They open the floodgate of lead, and he is absolutely just obliterated by this, for once it does something to deter a monster.
Yeah.
Once.
It's enough where he's like, I was just coming to check it out.
Right.
Fine,
Is everything okay? Jesus Christ.
Damn.
What you got so up in arms about? Oh, wait.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. I forgot. I'm a monster.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
God.
after taking a few maser shots to the head, he's like, fuck this. I'm going back and giving him the sit rep.
I love right here the description. It says the signal is also heard by Godzilla and Anguirus on Monster Island. Godzilla, realizing the potential danger, orders Anguirus to Japan for reconnaissance.
Like it's a fucking operation.
Like I said, like he is like it felt
God.
really like he was a king and a vassal. Is what it felt like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Reconnaissance. Ugh.
Yeah. And this is where our ragtag band of misfits go to figure out about, I guess, like the whereabouts of where Pseudo and Kubota, which are like the two bosses, the chairman and the manager. They go to find. I guess like they're trying to figure out like more about them and where they come from. And
they're just not quite right.
Yeah, they're not quite right. And guess what?
They're fucking dead.
They died a year ago. but
back from the grave.
But they ain't dead. And of course, I love the fact that like I love the cultural like reference here a little bit. He's like, nah, like I saw him downtown in Tokyo yesterday. And of course, the dad's like, that's impossible. I've done all the prayers. I've settled the ritual. His spirit is at rest.
Right.
And I was like, man, that's so like he had such a definitive like, no, trust me, I did the prayers right. He's at rest.
He's dead.
He's been dead. It's like, oh,
I buried the motherfucker myself.
Yeah, died 1 year prior in a mountain climbing accident.
Damn.
Sorry. It says the identities of the deceased are confirmed by a photograph that the mother has. And so at that point, Anguirus, meanwhile, is repelled by the JSDF.
Against all odds. I want to say this is one of the few instances of this shit actually working.
Really?
Where planes, tanks, and artillery actually work.
Right.
Against a monster. It's hilarious.
It's great.
Everybody was getting pats on the back for that one.
yeah,
Raises
finally,
all around.
Finally, the money we spend on ammunition has actually gone...
Tax dollars at work.
Well spent. And at this point, our buddy Gengo goes back and is he tries to like snoop around some more and I think finds a room where the brother is being held up.
Yeah.
And he's given a pack of cigarettes as like a gift.
Right. What you doing in the tower?
Yeah. What you
should have just gone straight to my office. Fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. What you
not
snooping
supposed to
around
be
for?
around here. So he gives him a pack of cigs, which, like you said, turn out to be transmitters.
Yeah.
And they just find out where they are. The little hideout.
Yeah. It looks like a little stick of dynamite. He finishes smoking one of these darts, throws on the ground, and stomps on it. And then as the camera pans down, it looks like a red stick. And I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Like that shit it was about to blow.
I was thinking about that, how funny it would be. Just he starts smoking this cigarette, it just explodes like a firecracker in his hand. Like
Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Straight up cartoon shit.
Wile E. Coyote type shit.
Right. Motherfucker held up a sign that said Shimata.
That's good. And of course, like instantly, like as if it's like comedic, he starts passing out these cigarettes to all his buddies.
Here you go.
Like, look at all these gifts I got given.
Might be the last one we get.
And he just like the whole crew starts busting up in there and like
almost immediately
at laser gun point. You're right, almost immediately. It's almost as if they were like just following him the whole time,
right?
Which they probably were.
I saw him put out those pop guns, and I was like, hair dryers!
Holy shit! Yeah. And then of course our bad bitch comes up in there and starts whooping tail.
She's like, "What's going on?" He's immediately.
Oh yeah.
It's on site. She starts fucking them up left and right.
The funny thing is, she walks up, they're all like jovial, like, how nice. And of course,
Like,
they turn around at gunpoint. She's like, holy shit. Wow, wow, wow.
Disarmed and disabled, bro.
Yeah, all of them. And they literally to the point where they run away.
Yeah.
They're like,
they turn tail.
They have guns.
She knows karate.
Holy shit. She's kicking our ass. She's kicking our ass so good, I forgot how to shoot this gun I have in my hand.
Right.
I love that.
Oh, man. That's the best.
Yeah. So, anyways. Oh, wait a second.
What?
I didn't realize they were actually dating. Okay. It says that the intruders are driven off by Gengo's girlfriend, Tomoko, a black belt in karate. I thought they were just friends. I didn't know they were. Yeah. Anyways, the group gets turned away by the police, who don't believe their suspicions.
Out of all the things.
Oh yeah.
Why wouldn't you believe this?
I
would be believing children.
Oh yeah.
If they told me shit like this in this
universe, yeah.
This fucked up crazy ass world.
We have
with giant monsters.
We have kaiju, and we have potentially been
multiple instances of alien invasion.
Yes.
Nothing is off the drawing board.
Right. You have a handful of eyewitnesses that are like, I think that this, what is it called again? Sorry. World Children's Land.
Yeah, no,
I think is a front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? You're probably right.
An investigation immediately.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me wait. Let me call in all the units
for real. Like what the fuck?
Let me call in the military.
If there's
real
more
quick.
than one person spouting this nonsense at the same time, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's get over there and take a look.
I can understand having them all doing like what you do like during a crime scene or whatever, where like you isolate each individual and ask them a series of questions and see if their alibis all line up.
Right.
I'd do that at least.
Of course.
On site though.
Get some corroboration.
Yeah, you
going.
get 4 of them on there. Like, all right, 4 different rooms. Everyone tell your story, and if it all lines up, we're gonna call in the cavalry.
You got a ticket. Let's go.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's anyway. So it says who don't believe their suspicions.
Fools.
So they hatch a plan to break into the tower and
concoct a scheme,
if you will, to sneak Takeshi out under the cover of night. The plan ultimately backfires, and Gengo and Tomoko are captured as well.
Interned.
Yeah. And this is when
because he was working at the company.
And then it says that this is where they reveals that the Children's Land staff are aliens from M Space Hunter Nebula.
Not just any aliens.
Oh yeah,
they can tell by the shadows on the floor their true forms.
Gross.
Straight up giant cockroaches.
Ew.
Like no exaggeration. That's just what they are.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I've said this on the podcast before, and I'll say it again.
Insectoid beings.
Oh yeah, I'm.
They better not have an attitude.
I'm super xenophobic towards insectoid beings. I have a hard time being sympathetic towards the carapace. It is what it is. I'm a flawed human being, and I have my issues. And get your mandibles out of here.
Mandibles,
your antennae. I don't like it.
Yep. Your thorax.
Yeah, you get your thorax, get your abdomens and thoraxes out of here. Your egg laying. I can't.
Your proboscises.
Yeah. I can't stand it. You smell weird and you look ugly.
Oh my god, that's worse than anything I could have come up with. You smell weird and you look ugly. Jesus Christ.
Are you saying
I would never recover? That's the most damning thing I've ever heard about another being ever.
That's the thing that got you.
That shit hurts, man.
I didn't say it to you.
I know. I'm just thinking of like if someone said that to me, like to my face. That'd be awful. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh
shit, I'm crying. I didn't realize that was I thought I said far worse stuff before.
I mean, it's the simple things that get me.
You're right.
If somebody says my face looks funny, I'm gonna be sad for the rest of the day.
Like, damn, that shit kind of hurt. Oh man. Oh wow. Sorry, I got. Lost my place.
Right.
Yeah. Aliens from M Space Hunter Nebula, and that their ultimate goal is to take over Earth. Godzilla Tower
Big
was
surprise.
Yeah, Godzilla Tower was built to kill the real Godzilla.
I love how their plan would have been thwarted if he had just approached the tower from behind.
It's just that simple.
Right. If they didn't have Gigan or Ghidorah showing up to lure this motherfucker over, they would have been cooked.
Yep. But the aliens are using their tapes to command the space monsters Gigan and King Ghidorah to level Tokyo.
Right. And boy, do they.
The quote-unquote Earthlings' lives are spared so that their bodies can be used as quote-unquote uniforms for the alien invaders, who are nothing more than large sentient cockroaches.
Wow, it's actually just like the alien antagonist from Men in Black.
Yeah.
Like almost entirely.
Yeah. But wait, wasn't Men in Black like early 2000s?
Oh yeah, it definitely came later, but now that
the concept
decided what they are, it's
you're right.
It's 1-to-1.
You're right. Godzilla and Anguirus depart from Monster Island to combat the invasion. The space monsters arrive in Tokyo first and begin laying waste to the city.
Absolutely destroyed.
Oh, dude, they're going to town.
Mm-hmm.
There was a one point in time where Gigan like kicks a storefront in or whatever, and I was like, damn.
He gets the saw going and just walks through a building.
Yeah. It's wild. Sorry. I lost my place again.
Damn.
Laying waste to the city while the aliens are busy controlling the monsters.
Yep. Hapless.
And this is where they send
humanity.
The other two of the party send a weather balloon up with a rope to the top of
that shit, man?
To be honest, I was kind of confused as to what they were doing until I realized I was like, you know what? That's actually like not a bad idea. That's actually kind of clever. They got
give them a round of applause.
Yeah. They got a canister of helium, a big ass weather balloon, a long ass rope, and all the accoutrement for like a zip line down for three people.
Thank God there was no wind, or at least the wind was blowing it toward this elevator.
Right. And yeah. So they got him. They got him. It was
and they escaped.
Decided the tower to allow the captive humans to escape. After observing that the aliens are incapable of diverting from their taped plans, Gengo and Takashi enlist the aid of the JSDF to infiltrate the tower.
Thank God. That little stunt Anguirus pulled earlier tipped him off. I'd like to hope.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that the monsters are actually just fucking there now.
Right. Godzilla and Anguirus arrive at the Tokyo Bay and immediately engage in the space monsters in battle.
Fisticuffs.
Oh, dude. Some of the fight sequences are pretty funny. And there's a couple of times, like, the funny thing is because of how, like, long the arms are on this costume, there's, like, so many times where, like, he just has his hands up.
Right.
And it's, like, it's not like he's, like just like swinging these arms around, and they're so long.
See these guns?
It's like, look at me move around.
These can hurt you real bad.
Yeah. And immediately engage in combat. Gigan proves to be a savage opponent.
Oh yeah.
For the king of monsters.
A Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
On legs.
Literally. Successfully uses one of his aerial buzzsaw strikes to injure Godzilla. And dude, I mean,
slices his shoulder clean open.
Like get the slurp.
Blood everywhere.
Crazy. And it's like, it kind of took me back at first because I was like, a lot of these times, like, you'll see him punch or get hit. Like, there's not a whole lot of like that kind of stuff. Yeah. Whenever that happened, I was like, oh shit.
No viscera or fluids.
Yeah. Not this time. It was very visceral and fluidical. Yeah.
Wet.
Gigan's attacks put Godzilla in range of the Godzilla Tower, and the laser beams.
I love that part.
Start blasting him in the face.
Godzilla has been hit in the head more than a few times.
Yeah.
And as he's approaching the tower, he like hits himself in the head a bit, and we see like his point of view where it's all like blurry and shit. And
Yeah.
and we see him like blink, is like, what the hell is this? So he immediately starts rushing the fucker and is like, I'm about to fuck you up.
Yep.
And he gets blasted.
Oh, right in
the eye. And he's down for the count.
Yeah.
Just indefinitely.
And every time he gets back up, he just gets knocked back down. And this is those sequences we're talking about at the beginning where he's just like getting up and stumbling and getting up and stumbling. And he's like, are you drunk? Come on.
Just over and over.
Yeah.
At one point, the entirety of the fights involve Anguirus getting his shit stomped.
Oh,
Just, he might as well not even be there.
Yeah.
Now, he does get a few good hits in.
He's trying his best.
And by God, do we love him for it.
I love him. I didn't realize how much I loved Anguirus until this film, where I was like...
The ride or die.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, man, you're a champ.
Right.
You're a real one for that.
I would trust Anguirus to take care of me in a drunken stupor.
I'm same. Do his back blast maneuver. Hell yeah. Dude, we'll get to that in a second.
Yes, please.
It says, which proved immensely effective against the real Godzilla in knocking him down. Anguirus, too, is injured by Gigan's saw. He tries to ram him.
Takes a blade.
Oh my gosh.
The face. Half of that fucker's face is just going to be missing now.
Damn. I love the fact that it says Gengo quickly draws a life-size sketch of his group, which the JSDF uses to hide several crates of TNT.
They just load the elevator up with fucking explosives and send it up.
Yep. Hey, simple. Effective.
Right. Somehow.
The elevator reaches the top floor, and the aliens, not realizing that it's a trap, start shooting the crates, which results in an explosion, destroying the tower.
Everyone in it.
Oh, and it's one of those sequences too that goes on for, I don't want to say far too long, but just long enough.
Yeah.
Where it's like you see like every single computer explode, and like their budget of explosives was on
Off
that scene.
The charts.
They were just blowing all of it up, and you're like, all right, I think
that's a pretty boom.
And then there's this weird moment where like our head honcho people are like crushed on our computers and stuff, and they're like, "Where are you?" Like, I'm here, and he's just an actual cockroach, massive, like it's like crushed on a computer. And you're like, ew,
gross,
nasty.
Good riddance.
Breaking control over the space monsters, leaving them disorganized and confused. Gigan comes to his senses first and pummels the weakened Godzilla.
Oh yeah. He straight up walks over to this fucker, picks him up, bashes him in the head multiple times until he starts bleeding.
Yeah, and then he throws him on the ground and then kicks him
like right in the
head. And I'm like, bruh, damn,
like, Jesus Christ,
you ain't gotta be that mean.
That's what he is.
Together with King Ghidorah, the monsters push Godzilla into the remains of the tower. But in an instant, Godzilla's strength returns.
Right. A sudden surge. A second wind.
If you will. And the tide of the battle quickly turns in favor of the Earth monsters. Their counterattack separates the alien monsters, and Godzilla uses his atomic breath to keep Gigan out of the sky.
Firmly grounded.
Yeah. With certain defeat approaching and no more orders to follow, the aliens retreat into space. But before we get there, there's this hilarious moment where Godzilla has King Ghidorah in a triple headlock.
Behind King Ghidorah, bent all three of his heads back, and is now holding them like secure and tight back there.
With one arm, and then signals to Anguirus with his own, like, come on, hit him.
Do it. He gets into position.
Turns around.
Rears back.
Stands up.
Launches himself like a cannonball.
Somehow.
Toward King Ghidorah.
So fast.
At insane speeds.
And of course, like with his spiked back, rams into what would be King Ghidorah's stomach.
Oh, yeah.
And then of course, as Anguirus like steps back over,
he does it again.
Godzilla's like, "Come on, hit him again!" And I'm like, "Dude,
I think he does it like 2 more times.
I think
before
Godzilla
just turns King Ghidorah into a fucking rag doll.
Yep.
And like suplexes him the first go around.
Yep.
Grabs him again and then just starts
Does it
flipping
again.
him back and forth.
He does it 3 times.
It's insane.
Yep. 3 strikes, you're out.
Oh yeah, and he's fucking done. After
they're all
that.
like, "Shit, we gotta run." And then of course,
stomps on one of his heads.
oh, multiple times.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Yeah. So now this was a hilarious hiccup on our part, because as we see Gigan and Ghidorah flying away,
Yeah.
the movie slows to a crawl, and we see a few still frames of them like going away,
Stucking in the sky.
and I try to like move, like fast forward, rewind a bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything. I'm able to pause it. That works fine. But whenever I unpause, it cuts to just Godzilla and Anguirus standing arms to the side, just looking out in space, dead silent. And I'm like,
"You good?"
it's just fucking funny. Of course, it helped that like as it was zooming into Godzilla's face after he was like celebrating, watching them fly off, he just kind of like slows down and
Yeah.
kind of like mellows out, and
He's just standing.
that's the next shot we see of him, and they're just fucking standing there.
Yep.
like what the fuck?
It's just drawn out
so
for
funny.
for no reason.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, they the humans celebrate their victory and see Godzilla and Anguirus off as they're leaving, which personally I wouldn't have done. I don't think that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
I get that he's supposed to be a hero.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Not yet.
No, I'm not taking my life in my own hands like that
Yeah.
and shouting to the giant fucking monster that could easily level an entire country.
Yeah. There are some versions of Godzilla that I may do that.
I trust some more than others. For sure.
Yeah.
This
But
one,
I do love as they're like wading through the water, he turns not to look at them, but to look at Anguirus. I love as they're walking up the hill, he's turning into him and like kind of like mumbling stuff, but there's no text boxes. So I'm sitting here and I'm translating for them, and I'm like, "Did you see what happened? Did you see how I
You
threw
saw
him?
that shit?
Yeah, you hit him 3 times.
fucked them up good.
You got him real good there, Anguirus. Way to go, champ." And as they're wading through the water, and they're like, "Goodbye, Godzilla. Goodbye, Gogeta." You know, he like turns to Anguirus again, and I just say, "You hear that? They love us.
Now they love us.
Now they love
They
us."
fucked you up real good, but hey,
Yeah.
we did them a favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I love
God.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what a fun time.
It always
It was
is.
a wacky movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the terms
Yeah.
M Space
Hunter Nebula.
Hunter Nebula. Like I just and yeah. Even whenever we dealt with the next movie in this franchise, which we've done so long ago now, the Seatopians, bro, like
The underground folk.
and that was wild.
Yeah.
Like there was some actual. I remember like the technology and like the switch panels and all the like the actual like retro future getup they were wearing. I remember they went all out for that movie.
Oh yeah, Jet Jaguar.
Oh my god,
The
dude.
highlight.
Super great.
Peak design.
It's been a while since we've watched a Godzilla film, and this was kind of nice.
Yeah.
What a fun time.
Feels good.
How many more do we we haven't watched the newest one.
-1.
No. The newest monster
Godzilla versus Kong.
There was another one. There was a Return of Kong or whatever it was. I have to check and see. It came out like a couple of years ago. Hold on. Monsterverse. Let's see.
Honestly, forgotten the name.
I know. Let me look it up. Okay, here we go. So we got. Oh my gosh, I hit all the pop-ups on freaking all the pedias. Okay, so we got the 2014. We got
King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters.
Right.
We got
Kong.
Yes, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Or wait, is that what?
That is the newest one. Yeah.
The new
New
Empire is the
Empire.
new. Oh yeah, okay. So it was Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
And then Godzilla X Kong, the
Mhm.
new Empire. Okay. So that's what I was saying. There's a new one that
Yeah.
we haven't seen. That's must have been the one.
Gotta get our hands on it.
Yeah. Because I actually want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some pictures of like the evolved Godzilla in
Oh,
that
yeah.
film when he's all pink and purple and stuff.
Nice little nod to the Millennium.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Based on the Godzilla design from Godzilla 2000 Millennium
Yep.
and Godzilla versus Megaguirus. In the novelization, it is said the change was because he absorbed DNA from Tiamat.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Oh, yeah. You'll see.
Wait.
Well, don't spoil
wait.
yourself.
I'm I'm just making sure. Like, are we talking like Tiamat, like the
No, not the regular Tiamat.
okay?
Just just a monster that happens to share the name.
That's what I was saying. Like, we talking like the mythological folklore. Yeah. And there he was, consuming the DNA of Cerberus,
Right.
guardian of the underworld. Oh man, imagine a 3-headed Godzilla,
Hell dog.
hell dog Godzilla.
Jeez.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that we've come to this conclusion,
Yep.
what you been up to,
Oh, man.
bruh?
Nothing.
Our AC
Yeah.
has been on the fritz. It feels like on clockwork the same time each month
Yeah.
for the past like 3 months.
Damn.
I don't know what's going on. The first time it was the unit outside. I think that we had some sort of other issue that happened. I think it was March, April, around the same time, and then out of nowhere, like 2 nights ago,
Mm-hmm.
I came home from I got myself a pizza. I came home and looked at the thermostat, and it's like, hey, I ain't got no power.
No air.
No, I ain't got no power. And I was like, you like the wire?
Excuse me?
It's because again, like it showed the diagram of the wire. We have a Nest thermostat, so
Yeah.
it shows like the diagram of the wires and what's plugged in. And it was like your power wire. There ain't no power. And I was like, and it was raining pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I thought like, oh, maybe,
Might have sprung a leak somewhere.
or maybe like a breaker got flipped. So I started like Googling stuff. Like, I mean, maybe not everyone, but for me, I'm not a super handyman, but I think I'm good. I'm good enough where I can Google and get myself into enough trouble where I can ask myself the right questions, where I know where my knowledge ends and where I need to
what
call
habits
or
and who what's its.
I need to call a professional. And that's what I was doing. Like I looked at it and I pulled the unit off the wall, the thermostat, and like I saw the cable, like the wire was fine. I flipped the breaker back over and it was all fine. I fished out like the old thermostat that we had and plugged it up. It still wasn't working. So I was like, okay. Once I narrowed down all those things, it was like, it's probably like a clog or a fuse that's blown or both. And I was like, all right, now we're getting to my, getting beyond my,
Getting to
my
the
scope.
threshold.
The threshold, but beyond my scope of like, I could probably do this, but because this is also like a rental, like I'll just go and get the landlord out here to figure it out at that point. And lo and behold, this morning, the guy came out, crack of dawn.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what he did, but like the funny thing is, like he didn't even touch the thermostat. He walked upstairs into the unit, started like fishing around with some stuff and like put like some sort of like vacuum on it. I heard like some sucking and vacuum noise all of a sudden, and everything started turning on. And I was like,
Works like
what?
a charm.
All right. And so again, as he was walking down, he's like, all right, I'm done. And I was like, are you going to check I was curious, like, is the thermostat? And as we walked over to it, it was working perfectly fine. He didn't even touch it. And I was like,
damn,
don't mind me. I'm stupid.
Right.
Yeah. You're obviously
just ignore me.
You're the professional here. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
And I was like, so anyways, that's been the past little bit. Well, the good thing is that it has, because it's been like raining and overcast, like it hasn't been too hot.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
Fairly
nice.
agreeable.
Yeah. The weather hasn't been too bad. So yeah. You been doing anything fun, or you just got?
Well, I've been.
You've been doing a
been getting
co-op.
some mods going for a few games. Been running through a co-op playthrough of Armored Core 6 with one of my buddies. I've also downloaded the Astartes Overhaul mod for Space Marine 2.
What? What is that?
I'm gonna have to show you later. I can't. I can't do it justice right now. But it adds a ton of shit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I also downloaded a new character to play as in Risk of Rain 2.
It's been a while since I played Risk of Rain.
Yeah.
What a vibe
It
that
has
game
been
is.
a while. You've still got the mod manager too, so I
believe so,
could
yeah.
give you my preset and we could do a
Oh
run
my
through.
God, dude. Heck yeah.
But yeah, it was Hunk. Human unit never killed from Resident Evil.
Oh, is that what that
That's what
stands
it stands for?
Okay.
Yes. He is one of my absolute favorite
Is
characters.
he also attractive?
Nobody knows. We don't know what he looks like.
Okay.
But
So he's mysterious.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's probably attractive.
Anybody who can run through zombie-infested cities and wreck ass as often as he does, that's certified Hunk in,
there you
in
go.
my
Yeah,
book.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
I'm aspiring to be that kind of guy.
I'll let you have it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's super fun.
Yeah.
He can pick up different weapons. There's actual like ammo economy that you have to worry about. There's specific key locked like guns that you need a specific ID tag for.
Dang.
And
it sounds like it adds like a different layer to that game.
It just adds a bunch of Resident Evil mechanics.
That's fun.
I've
never actually played Resident Evil.
Dude, I have them.
I know you.
I have the original trilogy.
I know you do.
We got to give them a shot.
Yeah.
But
I'm really considering buying a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And I think that we could do some recording on. If we could do some like real like setup and anyways, that'd
be cool.
I need a new PC really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't play. I don't mean to cut you off. And I can't play the Oblivion remaster because my computer's too old.
It's criminal.
My graphics card cannot handle. It can handle partial DirectX 12, but not full DirectX 12 because it's too old.
Mm-hmm.
I had an offer from a buddy of mine, friend of the show, John.
Right.
He was going to offer to give me one of his old graphics cards that does have full DirectX 12 support, but the problem is my motherboard's too old.
Yeah.
I need to buy a new PC. I know that, and I've been knowing that. Yep. It's really outdated, but I don't have the money to buy a full new PC right now. But
in this economy,
you kidding me? But for like $600-$700, I can get a Steam Deck, and I think I could play a lot of games that I haven't had a chance to play very well.
To be fair, I could also get you a pretty good deal on.
I know. I just, even if you get me a good deal, the computer that I want to get is going to be a lot of money, and even with a good deal, I still don't think I can afford it. That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Maybe I can finance it, but I'm just not in a place right now to finance.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, right. But anyways, I digress. You were saying
yes. One of my favorite mechanics that this mod adds is the Stars badge.
What is that?
It is representative of a organization within the series.
Okay.
That a certain tyrant is very, we'll say fond of. There's a pursuer type enemy in the second game called the Tyrant. But as you progress through the game, he will return in certain chapters if you're able to defeat him, if you're lucky enough to defeat him.
Oh, you mentioned this to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so in the level, like at random points, there will be a random corpse on the ground.
Okay.
You can go up to it and inspect it. It will flip the body over, and there will be a Stars badge. So you can take this item, and then it will allow a super rare chest to appear in every level that you can use this badge for.
Okay.
It's really good.
That's awesome.
The only caveat is the Tyrant will now be pursuing you throughout every level indefinitely.
Really?
Yes.
Just from picking up one?
It's the only one you can get.
Oh, it's the only one. I thought it was just every level.
Right.
Okay.
It's just like an extra difficulty modifier that's there if you want it. But man, you can kill him.
Yeah.
Multiple times. He won't die. He'll just regenerate and then come after you again.
Really?
Oh, yeah. But the first time you beat him, he'll drop a weapon upgrade, an attachment for whatever weapon you have to be carrying.
Nice.
And it's super cool because it will astronomically improve any of the firearms that these are applied to.
Yeah.
And dude, so far I have found three different types of shotgun, a couple of rifles, a minigun.
Oh my gosh.
A rail gun.
No way.
That one-shots everything and has infinite ammo.
What?
Yes. Now, the only caveat to some of the larger weapons is that it is a really big fucking gun, so your character will be slow and you'll have to like move carefully. But dude, it is so satisfying. That is.
Can you swap weapons? Like,
oh yeah,
or like
you get a whole wheel of weapons to choose from. You can't carry every weapon you find, but you can also trade them out.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. He's even got his own intro too. Like in most stages, a character, like whenever you start a run, they'll fall from the sky in a drop pod.
Yeah.
Or they'll just like appear in the stage. So, Hunk
Mm-hmm.
is in a helicopter.
No way.
And he gets to parachute down.
Hell yeah.
You like it's something you can control too. Like it gives you the prompt to jump out of the helicopter, and you can press any button mid-fall to pull the chute.
Oh, so we're doing like extraction mission type stuff.
It's so fucking cool.
Damn,
dude.
that's cool.
So yeah, I've been really enjoying that.
Man, the modding community of that game is really, really good.
It's insane.
That's awesome. I mean, modding community. I thought it was hilarious how people were saying like, "Oh, the Oblivion remaster, like it's not going to be able to have mod support," and I was like, "Bullshit." I don't think you understand the Bethesda modding community. They will find a way,
ravenous,
to make a big titty mod. Trust me,
they already have.
I know. I told you. I was like,
not even a day after it released.
Dude, not even 24 hours dropped. You better believe those Flame Atronachs got a big ol' ass. I'm just saying. There is no, what is the word I'm looking for? Nothing can cease.
All right. No force on heaven or earth will stop me.
Yeah. So anyways, that's really cool that you got some cool mods doing that. Again, as you mentioned before, doing the co-op mod for Armored Core.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had the chance to play Armored Core. Partially because I'm nervous that my computer can't handle it, and I don't think I can deal with that heartbreak as well, so I just haven't started it up. But I believe I'm down to try it out partially because you also got that co-op mod, and you say it works near flawlessly.
Oh yeah,
that's all I need to hear. I already enjoy Armored Core, and to the fact that we could do some of the story missions co-op is like,
icing on the cake.
Dude, oh man, I want that so bad.
Oh yeah,
I remember when you can kind of do that in 4Answer.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a workaround. I feel like
contract missions,
but it was. I love co-op games. I'm the kind of person I am.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for a good co-op game, especially in like franchises that I love so much. But yeah, and I'm curious now. You got me interested in this Astartes overhaul mod,
dude.
With a name like that, I mean, it's got to be pretty wild. I remember whenever we played, was it Dawn of War?
Yeah,
and we had like an overhaul mod. That was
Ultimate Apocalypse,
dude.
That shit was fun.
Janky, but it was so fun. I miss that.
Yeah,
I really miss that game.
Need to see if we can get John on there again.
Gosh, I need to see if we can get it to freaking work.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this show, listening to us yap about Godzilla and video games.
Yeah,
I really do. I really do enjoy this. And after the week I've had, and after the frustrations with the AC and everything else, it's like, man,
it's a godsend.
It's nice. And I don't think I have laughed that hard in a hot minute, I will say.
Right.
But I don't know why. I said the first thing. I said what came to my mind, and I'm glad that you got a kick out of it. That's funny. If you want to try and get in contact with us, we have comment sections on a lot of the platforms. You can go into YouTube and type in @Hindsight Studios and be able to subscribe there and get involved. Leave us a 5-star review, subscribe, like, do all the stuff.
Should you so choose.
Yeah. And then I'm also, the main call to action is share this with somebody that you think would actually like listening to us.
Right.
That would get that, because I know you know some people that
were an acquired taste.
But I know. Hear me when I say this. I know you know some people that would definitely jive with our sense of humor as well.
Right.
Let them hear about us. I want people to be involved.
Yeah.
I also want people to joke around with in the comment section.
Maybe they'll like us.
I love this. And again, thank you so much for listening. And until next week,
see you.
Bye-bye.